Welcome in, everyone. Huh. Why is that? What is going on here? Oh, I guess it is working okay. I'm just going nuts. Hi there, everyone. Welcome in. Hi, I'm Chef Jay Tay. Have I ever said hi enough yet? Hi. Hello there, Nan Reader. Welcome in, Will Poker. Hi there, Mimic. Hello, Soph. And I have to check for... I have to scroll to see. Welcome in, Muskeg. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Thank you for the resub, Will Poker. Greatly appreciate it. I mean, is it 45 months? Oh. All right, where do we start? Coffee. I don't have cream tonight. I'm out of half and half. Why is it? It's still messing up the newest. Like, newest VIP shouldn't even be like a stat. Hi, Timmy. How you been? Today has been going entirely way too quick for me. Like, I blinked and it was like ready to start stream. Or ready to prep stream. I blinked and stream's starting. I'm 2 minutes late to get stream started. Let's see here, make sure everything's good on YouTube and Twitch and today it's been like, please stop. I would like to get things like, why I don't have any time. It has not been pleasant. But here's hoping that I'm not going to be sick because I attended Germ Fest yesterday. I went to a Twitch meet and greet in San Fran at the headquarters. That was sort of an interesting experience. No cream experience to zoom in on tonight for our coffee. So we're leaving it as is. Thank you all for joining me tonight. Cheers. I enjoyed it. Yeah, I enjoyed it. It was a good experience. Got to meet a whole bunch of other creators and talk about a whole bunch of other topics, interesting things. Got a little slow towards the end, but like I did what I could as far as trying to be Mr. Sociable and mingling early on, and it sort of died out towards the end. At the end, I was just sort of watching. There was like a little corner, and I'm sort of like picturing Grandma's Boy, but like they had this like little like employee arcade there, and they had like 6 or 7 people sitting there just playing Smash Brothers. Which I have never even played Smash Brothers to begin with. So I didn't play it. I didn't know, like, but it was my entertainment towards the very end. But it was very fun getting to meet some other people and talk with them. Got to see Jane Henry. She showed up. Beyond that, yeah. It did seem sort of sadly like there was a decent percentage of people there, like, not like any sort of creator meetup, you have people trying to sell their creator products to other creators. That's one thing, but it seemed like there was an odd number of people there sort of like trying to find jobs, which... All right, we're doing paella tonight. Yeah, I didn't really either, but it's sort of... It actually, after I thought about it a little while, it's sort of like, well, it's not exactly a horrible way to do interviewing in some cases. Let's just do the top part to wash it out first. Ooh. Welcome, Raiders. Welcome in, everyone. Hello, hello, hello. I am just getting started tonight. Hopefully you are all well. What were you up to tonight, Opaline? Opalina? Hopefully I'm not butchering that. I probably am. Made hot dogs. What kind of hot dogs? I'm doing hot dogs on Sunday. Chicago style. Ooh, I like Chicago style. I'm doing Arizona style foods, and instead of doing chimichangas, which are apparently an Arizona based food, I'm going to be doing Sonora dogs, which are bacon wrapped hot dogs in sort of like mini French baguettes. And again, with a whole bunch of other veggies. You know, they have refried beans and... But tonight I'm working on making paella and then doing paella in small little onion cups. I'm looking to finish the paella in small little onion cups. And I am just getting started. I just finished my coffee and we're getting in on to doing some leeks. Last thing I will say about the Twitch headquarters, lots of security. Like, I've been to corporate places before, they have security. Like, I don't know if that's partly being downtown San Francisco, because it's San Francisco, but by the way, I would like to repeat my past gripe about how hard it is to park a full-size vehicle in downtown San Francisco. Well, that's sort of... Phoenix, I'm just trying to get the... I don't know the proper terminology for the sauerkraut, but the seared bottom to the rice. That's the whole idea with the little onion cups. I'm going to use like raw onion rings, but I'm going to cook them enough that they can, and then pack them, and hopefully get enough of a crust on the bottom of it that they can be picked up. San Francisco is better than driving to New York. I'll give them that. But still, like, narrow lanes, people who don't pay attention to their lane. It is very much fend for yourself. I don't know if I prefer LA traffic or San Francisco traffic. And I'm not talking about San Francisco. Well, I don't really have a ton of experience on San Francisco freeways. Like, San Francisco, it's sort of like you take Golden Gate, you coming from the north. Either you're taking the East Bay route, which is typically a little bit quicker, or you're taking Golden Gate, and the Golden Gate just dumps into the middle of the city. Like, but otherwise, comparing like inner city traffic, LA to San Francisco, they're very different animals. Like, San Francisco is much closer to New York than I would say LA in the driving situation. I think I'm only going to do the one leek. Why am I doing that? You're going over here. We're doing all that in here. We need to prep everything first. Okay. Prepping all the veggies first, instead of being lazy about it and starting one cooking while prepping the next. Roast beef with potatoes and green beans. Sounds yummy. It's yummy the roast was done on the smoker. Ooh, smoked beef. It's a smoking. A little worried I didn't cut through that one. Seems like I did all right though. Barramundi. You're not telling me you had a fillet of fish with a salad, right? Oh, you said air fried, so definitely not. Hey, Sniper. Yeah, I think it's... I think it's a little sad that my mind immediately goes to the McDonald's equivalent to explain it. That's... Not familiar, Sniper? Especially since I don't really eat McDonald's either. I've had it maybe once since the pandemic. Of course, I haven't been to the White House, so... I will see all of you when we get back from ads. I'm going to continue working on prepping vegetables and meat for this paella. So can I use you, or are you getting nasty? You're getting nasty. Yeah. I'm not dealing with it on stream, though. We'll get tomatoes. Oh. I did get hooked by marketing, and not because of iShowSpeed. Why aren't you following me, camera? I got hooked. I haven't opened it or tried it, but they've been doing these flavor swap things with Doritos, and anyone that watches the stream knows I'm cheddar and sour cream nut, so I had to give those a try. I've never even watched it. I should probably take a moment to try and watch some, I've seen clips of his stuff and some of the crazy stuff he's done. But like, yeah, I'm sort of there too, Phoenix, but I bought the bag. I didn't buy the lemon Oreos still. I was talking about those before. The lemon cheesecake or the raspberry cheesecake or whatever Oreos they got going right now for Easter. Tempted, but I still have Red Hot cookies. They could be sort of a letdown. I mean, I can see the corn Dorito with the cheddar and sour cream not as good, but maybe they dialed it up. I don't know. Yeah, I'm not a huge Oreo fan. And I think they're nowhere near as good as they used to be when they had to actually compete with like Hydrox. That was before the big cookie companies realized they could pair up and do like 50 cookies each and take over the entire cookie aisle, and there was no competition to be had anymore. We're gonna take 3 of these chicken thighs. I guess 4. They're so dry now, I think. They used to be at least a little bit more cakey, I think, back in the day. Just a little. Now they're like charcoal. How big do I want to make the pieces on this? I think pretty small, actually. Oh, you think that's all black cocoa? Do they have to list charcoal as an ingredient? That's in the natural flavors and seasonings part, right? No, actually, if you mention charcoal, people start worrying about medicine really quick. I've used charcoal in my stream before. I made a cheesecake for Halloween once with it, with a fair amount of charcoal in it. And, like, the minute charcoal was on the stream, there was people like, aren't you worried that's going to mess up your system? Is it, and you aren't taking any medicine using that, right? Are you making sure that people know that this can affect their medicines? I'll move this over here so it's away from the rest of the prep stuff. I have chorizo for tonight. I know it's not true Spanish thing for with paella, but we're doing that tonight. That, and that. Do I have... Well, the rest of the onion we can throw in there too. Let's see if this red one's worth using. Nope. I might as well just do this in half. So there, we can put our rice in that and cook that to crisp up the last little bit on the bottom. Ah, broke that one. And that one may be getting too small here. No, broke that one too. So we have our little paella cups now. Maybe I can get one more out of this. This was just giving me problems trying to get the center up. Nope. The rest of this gets tossed in the mix. Yeah, paella canapé along that line. Something you could put at a buffet table. Okay, I don't have a proper paella pan, big, wide, very narrow pan. I guess I could pull that one out, but I think this is going to be just as good, although it's not wide and thin enough for the traditional. Where do we start with things here? Meat. I gotta finish up prepping up our chorizo here that I am going to use. I'm not going to use all of this. Where is there easy open? No, no easy open. How dare an incredibly inexpensive meat product, meat in quotations, stored in plastic, sold in plastic. It's over in the pan, over on the stove. Wrong side. That was the right side, but it was the wrong side. Olive oil. Oh, hey. Thank you, Soph. Welcome in, John Ray. All right, chicken going in. Why are you not switching on me tonight, camera? That's why. We'll see if that works here in a moment. Hey, Melvin. Welcome, welcome. Gonna point out that now might be a decent time to make sure you're stocked up on your favorite spices. Just, especially if you're here in America. Just saying. Yeah, Melvin, we're gonna be filling these little onion rings with the onions, and then, or with the paella, par cooked paella, and allowing that to sear on the bottom. Bit of garlic powder in there. Bit of celery salt in there. Paprika. Add in our chorizo. Lymph nodes. Oh hey, camera's back working properly. Just had to turn it on. Just like the other one over there. And we're gonna start adding our veggies in here now too. Start cooking. And we're using the moisture coming off of the vegetables to help loosen everything up that stuck to the bottom of this pan. We got a solid coat on the bottom of this pan of chicken flavor. And turn the heat way down on that for the moment. Basically turn the heat off. Because I'm getting a little ahead of myself with the rice and everything else. Exactly, Melvin. It happens all the, like, you aren't streaming if there ain't something wrong. There ain't something broke. There's always something. And even after 5-7 years doing this madness, still haven't refined everything to the point where it's just press play. I wish. I've got it largely down to just making sure my calendar is correctly right now. Well, if it wasn't for YouTube and they're silly, you have to load our webpage in order to link the stream and... Okay, we need to prep some broth. And I don't have any proper chicken stock. I'm out of chicken stock, chat. What is your issue, camera? I need to make more chicken stock. I don't have it on the calendar yet, but that's... It might be making it on the calendar earlier next month. I don't even really have a ton of chicken bones to use right now. Yeah, I think that's where we need to be. So we'll put some bouillon in a pan with water. Bring that up to a boil together. Meanwhile, on the other side, turn the flame back on here, and I'm going to add tomato. I'm not going to use this whole can, but I'm going to use maybe half of it, maybe a little more than half of it. Yeah, 60%-ish. And that wasn't nearly enough seasoning earlier that I put in there. I certainly need more in this. So we're going to go in heavy again with the paprika. And garlic. I'm gonna call that about right. Amount of rice I need. Could stop just right there. That looks delicious just like that. Put that over some toast. Over those onion rolls. Over the cheddar and sour cream Doritos. Hurry up and boil. Here, I'm gonna switch so chat can't see you. Maybe it'll boil a little quicker that way. Debating if maybe I should par cook the onions ahead of time, but like the onions are certainly what's gonna kill this dish being an actual like tapas or an actual served dish, especially here in the US. Like the number of people that I hear like talk about how like there's a lot of onion hate in this world. I don't think it's registered. I think onions are underappreciated. Yeah, they're great. And I think a lot of people don't appreciate onions because they're in everything to the point that they don't even really realize they're there most of the time. Another example, pretty big streamer I was watching not too long ago was talking about, what is the best vegetable? And he was sort of like sitting there, I think he was debating between potato and, I don't know if it was carrot or something. And no one there, like, it was a stream with, 1,000+ people in it. No one's there saying onion. No one. Best onion rings you've had have been from a vegan place. I love onion rings. I've stated before though, they have a very high diminishing value. Like, I want a onion ring, maybe 5 onion rings. Beyond that, maybe a couple hours later. That said, don't get me wrong, I'm eating everything that you put in front of me. Is that not obvious? But still. Well, the work to pay off is actually pretty, like, I've talked before going to the food show, the National Restaurant Association show. One of the things that I saw there when I was there 25 years ago was a battering station for onion rings that worked on, with the efficiency of like one of those conveyor toasters. Like, you had to throw in the cut onions on top, but I mean, if you're a commercial place, you can just buy the onion rings pre-cut. And it was just dropping them down, coating them all individually, and then dropping them into a pan, and then you just grab them and fry them. Oh, that's that. You all you need to do is add more batter to hide that. That falls under knowing how the sausage is made. And yes, I know it's in chorizo. No rabbit in... It's been years since I've done rabbit. I did rabbit for Easter a couple of years back. Expensive threads. Saffron. Turn the heat off on this now. We'll give those a little bit of time to soak in there. I'm going to cut the heat on this over here until the saffron's done. We got to give the saffron about 10-ish minutes. Yeah, I'd like to visit them. I don't know if they allow people to visit them, but I've talked about it in the past about doing a drive up north. Very cool part of the U.S. Wouldn't want to live there, but very cool part of the U.S. They have too many volcanoes, fault lines, nuclear situations. Though that's... If you're looking what they're building in Berkeley, what, a data center? No, much worse. Well, Hanford's a much worse situation than a data center. Um, but with them dropping a whole bunch of regulation on the nuclear industry. What's a Hanford is one of the original nuclear sites. It used to run right off of the river there. Like, before we knew nuclear was a bad thing, they were just straight up cooling it with the river. They continue to do nuclear work there. They've been doing nuclear work there all along. It is a mess of a site. And it's constantly a thing where there's minor accidents. There's stuff that they buried that they don't even know what they buried. And it's all right along the water. I say fault lines up there knowing what's in Santa Rosa, too. I've seen the pictures of what happened to Santa Rosa and was in 1903, 1909, something like that. One of the only plants. Or are you saying they're like roaches and they're going to survive the nuclear holocaust? You know, we'll blow up the world, but we can still get high. Nice, Soph. Starting to get some darker color there. It's certainly got more red to it than it used to. I think I'd rather just grow a couple of seasons of rice and throw the rice plants away. Cheap rice can be nasty, chat. Rice is exceptionally well at picking up heavy metals. Whether that gets to the actual rice grains all the time, I don't know. But I do know the plant is notorious for picking up nasty stuff. And we're going to add the rice in here now. And stock. And we let it sit. We're going to bring this up until it's at a full boil altogether at a high heat. We'll drop it down to a lower heat. So we got these set up in a pan. I'm going to try and get the crust on everything here tonight. I'm going to try and get the crust on what's in that pan right now. But what's in that pan right now is too thick to be a real decent paella. As I started off the stream saying, I don't have that wide, thin paella pan that is ideal to give you the most crust that you can get. And instead, going to do crust on that pan and then take the top and try and crust it in these. That's what that last reserved little bit of saffron stock we got chilling over here is for. We're now up to a nice full boil there on this. We'll maybe give this one more spin. And I'm going to turn it down to Medium, medium, low. And if it's a party, it's time to go mingle. Just let it set, let it cook. If anyone were to try and recreate this, what could be a disaster trying to use these in an onion ring, I was thinking it might look, if you're doing the seafood route with a paella, it might be cute with a little shrimp on top of each of these, or a scallop. Like you could do, like there's enough there that you could do, a couple of servings as a decent with a side salad. Ooh, should I make a simple salad again tonight? Do it. We're going to an ad here, but when we get back from an ad, I'm gonna throw together a quick, simple salad for the start of the stream, like last stream, basically. Just mostly a little bit of a dressing with some crunchies and maybe a carrot. See you when you get back. Maybe hand-holdable. Yeah, hand-holdable may be the wrong play there. But definitely, like, portionable for a plate nicely. Let's see how long this takes tonight. You see, this one's being calculated in-house. Not too bad, Bot. Whole carrot's probably a bit much for this salad, but I'm going with it. Yeah, someone was speaking of coleslaw in chat. I still have coleslaw left over from last stream. And very much, I still have Sloppy Joes left over from last stream, too. Turned out not so bad. The Red Hots worked all right in that. I worry about things like that that I eat them because I'm sort of half hiding the fact that there's sugar in it. And it's sugar. I shouldn't be hiding sugar. But you sort of have to take most things savory. Yeah, it's entirely way too much carrot for that salad, but we're going with it. We got another 5 minutes on that until that's supposed to be done. It's looking gorgeous, though. Dinner looking good. Maybe a little bit of a quicker stream tonight. I'm not hearing any sizzle because it's not dry at the bottom quite yet. So what's new? What's happening? I didn't ask how everyone was today. Hopefully you are all well. It's a little flustered to start the stream today. Mm. La Boriche 133 makes a strong debut in Asia's 50 best restaurants. With the title of an article like that, you expect it to come in like in the top 10. Like, super, new restaurant makes a splash on the top 50. Came in 48th. Super busy work day, so I'm tired. Oh. Well, it's time to relax now. Especially if the kiddies are asleep. Alright, I think we can go forward with this now. We've got less than a minute there on that. I think I am going to take and fill up my onion cups now. But this is our paella as it would be in the pan otherwise. And this is a solid 3-inch depth. I'm thinking you want like 1/2 inch to 1 inch on your paella for a traditional, true, authentic max crunch setup. I'm going to take some of the stuff off of the top, so I hope I don't disturb the bottom in case there is a nice crust on the bottom. Maybe I should be using a different spoon for this. Okay, let's see what we got down here. Do we got... We got a little crust. There's a little brownness there. Oh yeah. You got a definite crust there. All right. So we'll go ahead and dump just a little bit more broth. Oh, I didn't realize you weren't able to see hardly any of this. I'm so sorry. We got these individually stuffed now. And just a last splash of stock over the top of them. And we're gonna swap sides here because better flame. I know it's a proper dressing. I say this despite not being a very big fan of the chain. Salt, pepper, cottage cheese as a dressing. Most of the cottage cheese brands I prefer are on the thicker side. Oh, we're not done with this. We need sunflower seeds. With a bag that looks like it's been around since the last Gulf War. too soon. And fake bacon. Olive oil and so a cottage cheese vinaigrette. Ooh. Next thing you know, you're going to have ricotta vinaigrettes on fine dining tables. Yeah, I don't think these are going to be hand-holdable. The onions are losing too much structural rigidity beyond being on a flat surface. They're going to fall apart. Real tickle in my throat. Wow. Ah. This one's the smallest, so it's going to be the safest to move around. And there's no real crust to be had. I'm messing it up with the spatula. That one had a decent crust to it, though. This one I worry is too large. This one may be too large. That one picked up like it was. Yeah, that one's got, it's small, but it's got a nice solid bottom to it. Yeah, that one's nice and sealed. It deformed with my hand, though. They do pick up nicely. I mean, I think this one, yeah. Hand-holdable enough that it didn't completely fall out of the onion. The onion, I would say, it's mildly translucent, so it has cooked through pretty well. I know people would look at this and probably say that it's uncooked. It's certainly not uncooked at this point, but it's not heavily cooked either. And so there we have our paella bites tonight. Very happy with how the crust turned out on the regular pan, even though I don't have like a proper paella pan. This does have a beautiful crust on the bottom. It is nicely crusted to the bottom. Got ourselves a nice side salad to go with things. I'm going to see if I can... This is a massive bite, but I think I'm going to try and do this one at once. Cheers. Too much onion, but delicious. I think the ratio is going to be just about perfect on like these guys. You gotta consider the smaller ones have a lot more surface area of onion there. But that was delicious. I just tried to call it risotto. The paella is delicious. Yummy, 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 yummy. All sorts of flavor in there. Good flavor. Let's see here. I think that's where we're going to leave things for this fine Friday evening. Anyone getting into any excitement tomorrow? Who's got exciting plans for the weekend? I have not exciting plans for the weekend. I do know a whole lot of people, at least around here, are going to be out and about tomorrow morning. Like, there is ads for protests everywhere around here. Stay safe, people. Good trouble. All right. I hope you all have an amazing weekend. Let's see who's here on Twitch. Let's see if we can't share the love here tonight. It's your birthday. That's exciting. I hope you're getting a fun cake. Ice cream cake. Awesome. You'll be here for Sonora Dogs on your birthday. And I will completely understand if you're not. Let's see here. I think we're just going to leave it right there tonight, folks. I don't even really see, I don't think I see anyone that I followed all sorts of people from that Twitch event yesterday, and I don't know if I saw a single one of them on my list right now. Anyways, I wish you all a wonderful weekend. Safe, happy, exciting, adventurous, amazing weekend. And I will hope to see you back to hear about all of it on Sunday. Have a great night, everyone. Good night.